Hello, everybody! Welcome to War of the Realms, session 25?
7.
Fuck! Alright, it's two off. It's two off. I was just saying before we start recording, I'm a little sleep deprived, so it's going to be an extra great session today. Who knows what could happen? If you piss me off, y'all, you might just die. I don't know. Death just comes from the clouds and just TPKs. I'm like, I'm over it! No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Please,
I'm okay.
do it to us. No, Kevin, please. I'm just a
No.
baby.
Bring it.
I'm just a baby.
It's gonna be one of those days, everybody. No, we're so happy to be here. Thank you all so much for joining us on another fantastic Sunday. Lovely to see you all in the chat. Right off the bat, Emerald City Comic-Con. By this point, would we have gone or come back? We would have been there.
It was great to see you.
It was great to see you. Holy crap. So good. So good to see you all at Emerald City. We did a fantastic job, obviously. We crushed it. When, like, Matt Mercer came on stage. Oh, wow.
I love that part.
God.
That was insane. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone who came to Emerald City, it was so great to see you. Thank you all much for everyone who came to the show. It was an awesome trip. And hopefully we do more live shows in the future. Also, podcast. We have one. Go fucking listen to it. You don't have to, but no, just
You have to.
I'll leave.
Sorry. Today
It's
you have
good.
to. Yeah.
Today is the day. Thank you all so much for everyone who's listened to it. The stream numbers keep climbing, which is awesome. So everyone's enjoying the audio version of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And hey, if you haven't listened to it yet, please go do that if you like. And if you don't like podcasts, just like give it a 5-star rating anyway. Trust us, take our word for it. It's really good. But yes, thank you everyone who's listened to the podcast. Really do appreciate it. Available on all podcast platforms. Thank you to Anna and Jordy for putting that together. Super freaking awesome. But yeah, I think that's all we got right now, I believe. So, everyone, grab your favorite drinks. I almost knocked over a lot of stuff. Grab your favorite sets of dice and let's
Takes damage.
dive into today's session of War of the Realms.
I love the dice ASMR. We need that every episode. We need it.
Like a
I'll do
maraca.
it every time.
Thank you.
So, last we left off, the Crystal Vanguard having survived an insane sacking of the Astral Citadel after a meeting with the Yellow King went completely upside down and all over the place. Did you just punch a sack? Is that what I just saw? God damn it! Can't be distracted!
You also missed the red nose on Christian. It was great.
Son! God,
I don't know what you're talking about.
we're gonna get through this. I promise you. They survived the sacking of the Astral Citadel. Saffra turned into something fucking crazy and almost murdered the Crystal Vanguard with far realm influence, with portals, with crazy creatures of insectoid origin, almost wiping them out. But through some very, very careful tactician-based moves, they survived, and they got the fuck out of there, summoning a crystal dragon to their aid. Torben threw a spear at Saffra, smashing them through a window, and that opened up to the insane climactic scene outside with smoke spiraling into the sky, villagers and everyone within the walls of the arcane dominion at war with one another, faces contorted, zombie-like, like people just crawling at each other. It was insane. It was fucking nuts. And you guys got out of there, took the Yellow King with you, while Male Saffra's trying to put a parasite in their mouth and transform them into something you don't know what at this point. But knowing that the crystal dragons that were kept around to infuse the magic of the Astral Citadel, we weren't sure where they were, but through asking your Crystal Dragon friend, you're able to find out where they're being hidden. And you flew directly there to another nearby cave outside of the walls of the city districts in the forest. Entering in there, you ran into a group of Dragonborn, your first encounter with the Embercrest Peaks, a vigilant adventuring group that call themselves the Obsidian Brotherhood. Some words were exchanged, and they weren't too sure if you were who you say you were, with crazy mimic creatures running around, transforming and posing to other people. They didn't trust you as first, but their ways for them to gain trust is just do one-on-one combat. And you rested in the cave. Next day, Rala took on the newest member of the Obsidian Brotherhood, Nyx, a pink-hued dragonborn magic user. Bit nervous, a bit shy, and a battle ensued. And oh my god, did Rala beat the ever-living crap out of Nyx. Not for lack of trying. Nyx had some tricks up their sleeve and definitely brought the pain. But Rala's head being in a bit of a rageful place, having to relive some horrid memories of her past, took them on, and you won, earning the trust and respect of the Obsidian Brotherhood, freeing the Crystal Dragons from their prison, leaving them, for some of them, seeing sunlight for the first time, able to frolic in nature, giving you a bit of a sour taste in your mouth as to what the Yellow King kind of gets up to in the Astral Citadel, if he is maybe the ally you should be seeking at this point. Bit conflicted, but having done that, needed to figure out a new direction, where you could go next, find alliances, root out this far realm influence. Directions seemingly going over maybe to the Moss Cathedral to find alliances there, but chose a different route. And that you have the Yellow King, still severely injured and depowered from the possible ritual that never took place. Varian suggested taking him to safe refuge, their allies in the clouds. What is known as the Skye Forged Dominion, the birthplace, the home of the Sky Dwarves. A hearty group who mine jewels and stones within the clouds themselves, having risen from being on the ground and going below, having scoured every nook and cranny that Valsteba has to offer, ascended upwards to continue their adventures. So, riding on the back of Callistra, you soared up in the air, transferring at a certain point as you reach a certain elevation, seemingly going into this almost in-between place, this storm of lightning and chaotic clouds just exploding all around you. You're able to navigate through that out of an entry point where the Skyforged Dominion opened up to you. Incredible metallic and bronze and stone spires of a city floating amongst the clouds, connected with sky bridges. It is an artificer's wet dream, to put it lightly. Various islands floating in the sky as well. All various topography, some more forested, some jungle, some snowy mountain. Various environments kind of clouded everywhere. As you parted through the clouds and these cities opened up to you, the machinations coming into full view, the architecture of all these various spires with seamless fusion of craftsmanship and arcane artistry, flowing down to one of the sort of sky pads, landing pads nearby. Lots of busyness going on, and a few of the local guard kind of taking note as they see you fly past. Various skiffs and blimps and aircrafts looming overhead and distances far and near. As you as Calithra makes their descent onto one of these platforms, landing on one of the sky bridges that seem impossibly thin, but their enchantments holding firm as thrumming energy radiates as you step forward. Clouds parting in various ways beneath you. I now pass it off to you, Crystal Vanguard. What would you like to do?
Oh.
Well, that was a ride.
Oh, yeah.
That was so much fun.
There's a bit
Let me get
thin
up
up here.
Oh, you're right.
It is.
Did we have to make checks to get up here? I don't recall. We were getting airsick or
I
something.
feel pretty good.
Lewin, you did make
Yeah.
checks going through the sort of thunder environment, the chaotic storm. You rolled con saves, but Lewin was the only one that failed, and they have a point of
Or
exhaustion.
exhaustion. So Louis kind of just.
Nice.
Lewin,
Oh.
are you okay?
I'm all
Pale
right. I
le-
just prefer my feet on the ground, and I'll be okay. I'll be all right. What of the king? Is he all right? Now look over, see how he's doing.
He seems to be okay. He was just kind of catching his breath as he kind of starts to take himself off of Callistra's wing and sort of just steps down onto the platform that you're on and just kind of takes in the expanse of everything around you. The floating cities, the spires, like we said before, rising like jagged peaks of sculpted stone and gleaming metal. As you kind of take in the surrounding, everything around you is like the perfect partnership of metal, stone, and craftsmanship is just unbelievable. All these, there is a very big, major, hard to say, it's a very gothic looking massive location in the center of all these connecting bridges and platforms and other buildings and things. Very gothic, jagged architecture, like 1300s London kind of thing, but if someone put like a artificer's spin onto it that has like multiple platforms, multiple spires jagging up all over, that kind of starts off very large and then towers and gets thinner as it goes up. There's a massive arc reactor in the center of this keep that thrums, and you can kind of see little billows of light pulsating out of the main structure that goes into all the sky bridges and is kind of like the central power source for everything up here, it feels. And as you're taking all this in, you see these airships. Some are skiffs that are floating around that look similar to the ones that the Arcane Dominion had, but much more advanced. Still has that jagged design to it that pulsates with this light blue vapor that kind of keeps it aloft in directions to propulsion it forward and keeps it lifting up. You see those are like small skiffs that like bands of dwarves are on, and then there's these larger ones that have kind of like a curved tip to it that almost look like squid-like formations, like air blimps almost. And there's this pulsating energy that almost looks like a dagger that is striking various clouds, extracting things from it. The various dwarves are hanging from metal ladders and ropes on with little seats on it for them, with these various tools that look unfamiliar to you, that are like cyberpunk looking advancements of dwarven architecture and tools that are just slamming against these clouds and extracting various rocks and gems from it. These raw forms are being contained in like capsules and things like that. Another thing that you kind of notice is that there are mounts as well that dwarves are riding in cities. And again, like the Arcane Dominion, you're able to denote who are locals, who are officials, who are guards, the various clothing. And a pack of these soldiers are coming towards you in the sky, on the sky bridge you're currently connected to. And as this group comes towards you, at first you're looking at their mounts, you're like, oh, that looks strange. And as clouds are kind of blurring your vision a bit, it's hard to get a read, but as the mist kind of dissipates, they are riding dinosaurs. They are riding mid-level raptors that have like the traditional raptor with like feathered wings on them with different colorations, that as you look over to Clara, look almost like an ancient version of them, almost like these might be an ancestral tie of some kind.
What?
How do I get one? Torby
We have to take one home with us.
It's like an uncle of yours or something.
I think older than that, like great.
Now, would we know that these aren't creatures of this time? Like, are they from past time or this time, or?
That you're not too sure. Being an Asgardian, I'll have you make me a history check.
Can I do that as well because of the ancestral tie?
Yes.
This is so cool.
That's an 18 minus 2, so 16.
That is a 11 plus 5, so also 16.
Nice. So, with your Asgardian heritage, you have a strong connection to giants, both of ancient nature and modern. Cloud giants are a thing. Giants are a heritage in these lands. Asgardians have been famous and known for copious amounts of battles with giants throughout their history. They are a part of these lands. Some giants reside in different parts of Volstiba. Some are in the mountains. Some are in, different. They can live within different topographies and in different environments: fire, ice, stone, all of that. And dinosaurs as well do exist in some of these lands. They are few and far between. They're not like as common as farm animals or that. Within the realm of Asgard, there are some dinosaurs that roam around here and there. Where giants live. Some of them live within various planes, the elemental planes. But seeing dinosaurs use this in this kind of way, you haven't seen.
Oh.
But it's not like a Jurassic Park situation where they genetically
Dropped out of. Oh, yeah.
That you don't know.
Okay.
All you see are these dinosaurs being ridden that seem to have been domesticated. But how they got them here, did they create them? Did they, take a battalion to elemental plains or other locations around Volstiba to extract them? You're not too sure. And for Clara, you originating from the plane of air yourself, the Aarakocra have a bit of a lineage as well. Like how humans have evolved from the Cro-Magnon, from, monkeys. The Aarakocra also have a similar evolution. And some theorize that they originated as bird-like dinosaurs at one point. And throughout generations and the years, eventually evolved into a higher form. So your lineage has been, you feel like you're tied to that kind of dinosaur possibility. You never really confirmed it at all, but there's a bit of a loose kinship there.
Yeah, definitely very great uncle if we're related at all. Not recent.
No. And as this battalion comes up to you, you can also start to make out the dwarves that sit atop of them.
Varian, I hope those are your friends and they're not here to arrest us. Please tell us that.
Yeah. Loon's gonna kind of take the king kind of by the arm as if, guiding him almost just to keep him balanced and whatnot, and probably assisted by Rala as well. And I'll just walk him to the front and whisper to him, "You're up."
All right. And he starts to get up, and you as well, Hermitha, from growing up in the Sunbury clan and the sheltered life that you've lived, mainly kind of always sticking to the ground. This is fucking wild.
Yeah.
This is insane. Whether you're taking this in as holy shit, I can't believe this exists, or what the fuck is all this? Completely up to you.
I walk away from Calithra with the group and I say, well, I can't even really describe any of these things. Elves tend to make their homes from trees, so we're very, very behind on the. What is this? You call it technology? The technological curve?
And we
What
don't see any
even-
trees.
He's flying without.
Yeah.
What is that? Is he on a chair? He's flying on a chair. How is that even? I mean, magic, but still, I don't sense any magic. What? Amazing! I'm literally just blabbering on and on about how did they even harness this stuff? Is this purely just from their intellect? I mean, I thought magic could do everything, but clearly it can't do this, stuff like that.
And as the dwarves start to get closer, you start to make out what they look like as well. Underneath their bulky iron armor, they have this sort of jumpsuit. It's a very deep, deep navy blue. They have these very thick, wide black boots. Their armor is kind of infused into the jumpsuit. They have this dark red sort of battle-worn armor that has like scrapes and cuts, revealing the paint's kind of chipped off here and there, with these big, wide forearm pieces that kind of sculpt into their elbows. They have sort of ashy gray gloves that are thick with the leather hide on them. They have this sort of big chest piece that goes across sort of the top here above the chest and covers your shoulders in this big sort of circular motion, very sort of Warhammer-esque kind of style. And they each carry a cutlass in their side with this belt that's like this brown leather belt with very many pouches on the side. They have these straps that kind of connect the top part of almost like football gear, how it like connects to the top and other shoulder pads, and these thick leather straps that connect from the top part of the chest piece down into the belt. They have a thick cutlass that kind of is in its own sheath on their side, with this bronze golden armament that covers the hand, and what looks to be a pistol on the other side. Two silver barrels, one's a bit longer on the top and a shorter underneath. These brass rings around the barrels, and this brass coupling in the back that kind of covers the back end with the handle.
Did you just describe like dwarf-sized space marines?
A little bit.
Okay, I love it. I just want to be clear. I love it.
A little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Also wearing face coverings that have similar designs to what King Varian had on him when you first met him. They sort of mask the facial structure of the dwarf, a bit wide. They have these sort of I'm trying to say these furrowed brow sort of moldings around their eyes, where like the bone kind of would go around your eye socket and over. That's kind of like sticking out a little bit in this bronze gold coloration. Some that mimic the beards that they have that kind of are sculpted with metal and go down. These sort of like exhaust ports from the sides that go sort of on their jaw lines here. And the eyes are also covered, and they have like a greenish blue coloration that glows a little bit. And then the part that goes from their brow around the back of their skull is also the same red coloration as the chest armor and their shoulders and the forearms. And one by one, they start coming into view. And they're getting closer and closer.
Are all the dwarves that we see wearing that same armor, or it's just like these ones coming at us are wearing that, and then the ones in the sky and on the ships are wearing different colors? Like, is it denoting like factions, sort of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the ones in the sky have a darker blue armor set with black jumpsuit underneath. The ones on the ground seem to have a dark red coloration. Workers, a bit too far to see exactly. They have the different sort of armor sets on. But as this group kind of comes towards you, the clacking of the claws of the raptors snagging and snatching against the iron and stone on the sky bridge suddenly come to a halt as they kind of rear back the reins The one dwarf just hops off at a very high elevation. Like they are small in stature. They're in that like 4-foot range size, but very wide and hardy. And this sort of leading the pack, one of the dwarves leading the pack jumps off with a hearty poof, as their weight and stature kind of makes the sky bridge shake a little bit. They come towards you, sort of click something behind their jawline. The exhaust port let out something, some sort of steam, take off the covering, and what you see is long, fiery red hair that comes and starts to swoop down, shaved all on one side, sort of lets down on the right side of their face with a thick braid that sort of clacks against the armor as this silvered runic coupling that kind of holds it together. They have piercings on the left ear, have some scarring on their eyebrow that kind of shaves it off. Piercing green eyes, very angular feminine features. And this female dwarf addresses you all in a very loud voice, calls out to you, "Well, we didn't get any word that there was going to be any crystal dragon landings up in our skies. Make yourself known."
Torben will shove Varian forward.
Wait. Shove.
I zhuzh him up.
I'll walk with him forward.
Half-cheeked.
I was gonna say Clara tries to fix the other butt cheek with.
No, please. It's gonna shake the bridge, man. We can't do this.
Don't turn that way. Stay forward.
I
Thank you.
forgot that you have caked him up.
I'm using him to balance.
We're gonna get through this. Okay. Deal. But yeah, so pushing King Varian forward, he looks a bit worse for wear. All the trauma that he's gone through, his robes, his clothing is a bit dirtied and ripped. Not looking like their usual self, but you push them forward and they kind of steel themselves. Greetings, Commander. I am King Varian Rex of the Astral Citadel and the Arcane Dominion. I must speak with High King Thorin Stonehelm at once. You must tell the Sky Marshal Bruni Ironforge that we are under attack. I need to meet with them immediately.
And we're the Crystal Vanguard. Torben Wolfguard of the Asgard Protectorate. We have Clara of the Fae place.
Basically.
And we've got Luane from the Mosque Cathedral and Hermitha of the Sunbury clan. And the one kind of hiding in the back is Rala. She doesn't talk much, so it's okay. She's having a moment.
Hi.
Oh yes, should have mentioned. Val isn't here today. So sorry.
Oh my god, what? I didn't notice.
Val, unfortunately, is traveling at the moment and got stuck. They couldn't make it today. They were traveling, and they got stuck in Montreal. So shout out to Val. We love you, and we will see you on the next one, I am sure. But yes, so as this fiery redhead Sky Dwarf looks at you all. Oh, is that so? We are treasured with a visit from royalty, everybody! And just looks over and they kind of, all the dwarves just kind of chuckle themselves. Well, your majesty, and just kind of like bows down. Why would we ever? What would be the reason for sacking a city, you said? That's a pretty big situation there to be visited personally from King Varian Rex. I don't know if I can recall. I don't know. When was the last time old Pixie Poo came and visited our fair lands above the skies. Anybody here remember that when that ever happened? Oh, that's right, because it never has.
Oh my.
So why don't you try again and tell me who you really are? I don't have much time, and it's almost lunch.
I almost don't want to help him. She's so cool.
And she's just like, she says that as she slowly like puts her hand on the hilt of her gun.
Oh, we gotta do something.
Oh, well, there must be some kind of mistake here. Maybe a lapse in the information. Oh, please, Yellow King. Ugh.
I thought they were your friends. You told us they could help. Can you maybe stand up a little straighter?
Or a ring of signage or something, Your Majesty.
You've got to give me something. I'm just saying, like.
Okay, look, I haven't been here in a very, very long time, all right? And also, didn't really bring any official documents with me. Kind of just all the... Listen, my friend, I'm no friend of yours, buddy. Try again. Look, you don't have to believe me, all right? Maybe I am lying, maybe I just showed up out of the blue, and you have every reason to be cautious. But if we're here illegally, if we're being here unannounced, then I believe your protocol is to take us to the Sky Marshal and suss it out. Take us to prison if you want. Do what you will with us. All I ask is to speak to somebody in charge.
Kevin, may I?
Yes.
The communication sigil things that we got from him, remember they were originally like on the table, like for offer in the throne room, and then we got attacked, and then part of the deal was like, you give us those so we can talk to you. Do they have any sort of royal insignia on them?
Yes, they do.
Okay, Clara's gonna pull one out from her bag and hold it up and say, like, listen, clearly there has been a lapse in communication between the two kingdoms, and I know that you might have a hard time trusting our friend here, but please trust us. These are sigils of the royal, we are, what would we call ourselves? Envoys, I suppose. And we also have this letter saying that we did not kidnap the king, in case you're wondering, signed in his own hand. And she starts pulling out anything, like her flying badge that she was given ages ago, anything that might potentially connect us to the Astral Citadel, to be like, we are a part of it, please trust us.
I'd also like to, if I could help with that, Luna will step forward and say, if you don't want to trust our word, or the king here, or our markage, send your skiff southward. You'll smell the smoke. And we'll wait here all day if needs be. But things are happening.
So Clara, roll me persuasion at advantage.
Yes! Just pull out all the icons.
12.
12?
Yeah, it was a 12 and a 3.
Oh my gosh.
So you hold up the seals, the badges that you have that have this royal seal on it, this royal declaration that signifies ambassadorship, signifies you are a part of a political structure that's agreed upon in certain kingdoms that work with each other. You also have that document signed by King Varen that you are who you say you are. And she kind of just... Give it here.
I mean, I'm on your eye level. I'm 4 feet. Here you go.
Oh, give it here.
Here you go. It's so nice to finally be face to face with somebody. I gotta tell you, it's hard being the shortest one at the table.
Yeah, well, you should live here. And we just eye level all day on the scouts. This case. All right. There's a royal seal. Ambassadorship. Blah, 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 blah. Well, those are royal seals. That is legit. But I think we'll let the Skye Marshal have the last word and see what he wants to do with you.
I mean, realistically, we just kind of came to drop this guy off, and like we're.
You won't be going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay, good, excellent.
Okay.
Bring him. Two of the guardsmen behind her come forward, and in their pouch they have these very chunky silvered handcuffs, basically, with these lines of blue light going around them. If you are who you say you are, then you've got nothing to worry about, do you?
When was the last time you were here?
Look, it's been a while, I told you, and if I had my official garments, maybe there's some... I agree.
Let's do it. Why not?
Is it
You know
all
what?
of us?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. One for each of you. Looking over at Torben.
My camera's frozen.
Oh my god! I thought you were just giving permanent stink eye
Well,
to the dwarf. Be like, "Nuh-uh."
He is.
That is a good representation of how Torben feels.
I thought you were really actually being so still. I was like, wow, he's into it.
Let's just try this. Turn it back on.
There we go.
All right. Well,
All right.
cameras
All right.
may be moved around a little bit in the layout, but
Sorry.
we sally forth. We're gonna clip that.
Beautiful.
Okay. Happy accidents make for great roleplay moments.
Really?
He'll just go with it. He's like,
Am I Torben now?
if we were here under nefarious circumstances, don't you think we would have attacked with our dragon? We don't have time for this. We need to talk to someone in charge right now. And he will rage and intimidate.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like 5 dwarves tall. 6 maybe. Push
As
him.
he puffs himself up and towers over these chunky little dwarfs.
Most of us are like 5 dwarves tall.
Absolutely.
27.
Ooh.
Because
Holy.
2024 barbarian can use strength check to intimidate while raging.
Hell yeah.
And that boy's strong.
So, this female dwarf kind of looks at you as her companions kind of clip on the handcuffs onto the rest of them. Looks over to you. Aye. That's what we're going to do, my big, strong Asgardian.
Aye.
Well met. I like you. All right. We're taking you to the Skye Marshal. You want to meet someone in charge, someone of stature? That's the person to see. You're correct. If you were going to be attacking us, obviously something would happen. But we have orders to be extra cautious over who enters into our city, and we are just doing our jobs. I hope you can respect that.
Okay, lead the way. Quickly.
And one of the other dwarves that walks from behind her comes over to you and has their handcuffs out, and they're just kind of like shaking with their hands a little bit as they're like looking up at you to like put them on you, like not really wanting to.
On with it. Let's go. Don't have time for shaky semantics.
They clip it on. And Torben once again giving a very steely resolve as they look forward and look them straight in the eye. But yes, as they clip them on, you feel this sort of connection with the handcuffs in your body. You feel this sort of surging of energy kind of go within you and connecting to it. And as they kind of get back on their mounts, the raptors kind of make their way around you and they kind of center you so you're in between their garrison. This female dwarf puts on their mask, clips back on their air vents. You start walking into Skyforge Dominion.
Before we get too far, can Clara use message to just communicate with our crystal dragon in Draconic to wait for us? We hope that this won't take long. Yeah.
So as you kind of communicate that, Callistra, so you sort of have a little bit of a moment before you take off. Talking to you, Clara, they say, I have my own family to attend to. I cannot linger much longer.
Clara will respond and say,
It's okay. If you need to go look after Shimmy, we understand. We will find our own way back to the onwards to the Moss Cathedral. We wish you well.
Thank you for all that you've done for me, Crystal Vanguard. And I believe this would be our debt repaid.
Can we trust that if a realm-ending war comes, you will come to our aid?
The Crystal Dragons, for my group, we will have your back. I do not speak for the entirety of the Crystal Dragons, but should something arise, I will bring this forth. And I hope that we do get to meet again. Someday.
Me too. Under better circumstances, hopefully. Thank you for all your help.
And they kind of just elongate their neck, and their snout kind of meets your beak in your head as you kind of connect heads together. Farewell. Good luck.
Bye. So she says thank you. She can't stay. She's got kids. Totally life of a mom. We're kind of on our own.
Okay.
Oh.
It's okay. I know. First it was Spots, and now it's her, and I know it's hard, but we'll find somebody else. We'll get another one.
It's like totally fine. I'm working through it. All the things I care about leave me when I'm not busy leaving them.
I like take a sleeve of like Rala's arms robe and I just like start dabbing under your eyes. Rala's just.
As your group, Crystal Vanguard makes their way closer into the Skyforge Dominion, passing the Cloud Heart Cathedral, a stone shaper's sacred sanctuary where dwarven rituals and prayers are performed, eyeing up the Skye Foundry, where it seems to be some sort of workshop where technologies are being constructed on and various platforms and balconies outside, to the main center of the Dominion in the clouds, the Thunderforge Citadel. But where you guys are going is you start to get into more of the central hub of all these connected platforms and walkways. Start to turn around as you look up into the air, and this, what seems to be a very large cutlass ship that seems to have been modified with metal, stone, and artificer technology. That is the home base of Skye Marshal, Bruni Ironforge. And here we'll take a small break just to handle whatever tanks cameras are doing.
I don't know. Yeah.
We'll take
Tank
a
has learned ventriloquism.
I really
Exactly.
love this though.
But we'll take a quick break and we'll fix the tech issues. We'll be right back, everybody. Don't go away.
Hammer.
Hammer. And we're back. Thank you, everybody. While we fix little technical issues, but everything is a-okay. Torben is now canonically has the best poker face in all the land forever. Well, there you go. Are you frozen again? No. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Thank God. All right. Picking up where we left off, everybody, as garrison of dwarven soldiers escorting you over to Skye Marshal Bruni Ironforge. Giving you a bit of a tour around this area, taking all that it has to offer in, going around some pathways. You kind of wind up going towards the main hub of the Skye Forge Dominion, the Thunder Forge Citadel. As you kind of bank around it to the eastward, around some platforms and zigzag up, you kind of go around it. That was kind of blocking this massive airship behind. As you get a bit closer view, it does have this nautical fusion of a classic massive armada ship with artificer dwarven architecture and infusion. The hull of it made of a very dark iron metal, various portcullises all along the sides, but it's fairly just one massive long chunk with various riggering of tubes, a big circular engine out the back that has this bright dark orange fire to it. It's not like exuding fire right now, but is overheated with coils, so you just see steam kind of rising up from it. 3 masts with 3 different sails, or 3 sails each on these masts with various nets and ropes and things attached to it. Its garrison kind of takes you over to a nearby platform. It's circular with a couple of drivers on it. A couple of dwarves that are just pulling levers to kind of drive them. Take you to this lift of sorts. As they start to pull levers and punch in certain buttons, the circular platform then has its own propulsion system as it wobbles back and forth as it raises into the air and takes you closer and closer to this impressively big ship. Centers down on the side as you all step off one at a time. And these are the dwarves that have that more darker blue armament onto them. Different kind of designs outline their that they're part of the Skye armaments. Passing through all of them as they're just doing their daily duties. They kind of give little salutes to the dwarves that you have accompanying you. Takes you through the main deck as you start to descend down into the cold hull below. Passing by various cabins, you eventually find yourselves to the Skye Marshal's quarters. Metal doors that are carved in a way to almost look like they're intricately carved out of wood, but it's all metal. You kind of look at it at first and it looks like it was wood that was painted with like a silvery paint, but it's actual metal. Just the design is so lifelike and well crafted that it's hard to take in a moment. Dwarves open the door and you see a fairly large office, various books lining up all around, and you see this dwarf at a very massive wooden desk. Everything inside has a lot more of a wood feel to it than metal. this fairly imposing dwarf sitting there, writing in what looks like some sort of logbook of some kind. Lots of books and shelves, different sort of trinkets and artifacts, various armament, garbs, captain's coat, things hanging on hooks on the side, quill in hand, inkwell on the side. The Skye Marshal, kind of lost in thought at the moment, doesn't really pay attention to you. But you take in their features as they are have this built frame, almost like bodybuilder style. They have this armament on that's deep brass around their neck and shoulder armaments. They have long white hair that's braided in all different styles with metal couplings along them, white eyebrows, brass couplings around their ears, and they look old. Like if your favorite grandma went to the gym for 5 years kind of thing. Very aged, seasoned. And they have their work ahead of them, and they don't even look up to you at first. But they just give you a subtle nod as they're writing something. Go, Shiari, what brings you to my quarters today? My apologies. Madam, we have visitors that were unannounced. I thought it'd be good to bring this to your attention. And they kind of look up, and they have various scarring on their face, signifying the history of battle that they have been through as a Skye Marshal, protecting the skies of the Skyforged Dominion. And they just kind of look up. King Varian. Is that you?
God.
What in the world are you doing here? I think the last time you visited, I was just about a wee little dwarf, and no one gave word to us that you were arriving. What is the meaning of this? King Varian just looks at you all. Oh, yes, Chels?
I was just gonna say, oh, thank goodness someone recognized this man, because this was going to get very, very difficult for us. Oh, please, come on. Clearly they know you.
Hello, Brune. It has been some time. Would you mind? Oh, Varian, yes. Shiari, you can take out the armaments. They won't be needed. Well, you are who you say you are. Kind of looks very shitty for a king, if you do say so myself. I'm gonna clean up your act. And just like uncuffs the cufflinks, goes over to all of you, unlocks them. We'll be outside, madame, until you give the word, just in case anything untoward goes down. And I appreciate the concern, but I am quite capable of taking care of myself. But enjoy a meal on the house from the Skye Marshal. Please, tell your men they'll be taken well care of. All right. I won't go very far. All right. So, King of the Astral Citadel, what brings you to our dominion today? Oh, well, the Astral Citadel has been sacked. I'm sorry, I think I might have just misunderstood what you just said. It's just, no, ladies, the ears aren't the bad they used to be. Gets off from their chair, and they have this fairly wide stature, and they just come up and say, "Wanna run that by me one more time?" My city has been sacked. I call upon my right as the leader of the Arcane Dominion with a meeting with your king. Oh. You wish to meet with Thorin Stonehelm? How is this even possible? How could someone get through your defenses? We helped design them ourselves. I was there when they were first initially built in. There is no way that... Look, I don't have time to explain. All right? This is of crucial importance, and if we want to uphold the alliance we forged oh so long ago, I demand a meeting with Thorin today. Well, there are many things going on right now within our borders as well. We have not been here for quite some time, Varian. Things have changed around here. But I can send words and hopefully get something orchestrated today. The king was going to give an appearance, congratulating the Windspire Guild on their dedication to our dominion with community events, and they have one holding up today at the Skye Raptor Grand Prix. The races have been imported from all over our dominion, and we have a lot of things. But I'll see what I can do. I'm sure if you say what has happened, he will very much want to meet with you. Thank you. I also am going to... I don't know if you have clothes that could fit me and my ambassadors here, but will need some care until that meeting can be taken place. This could be arranged for sure. You being awfully quiet over there?
It's... Please don't make any sudden or loud movements around our friend Rala. She's just very quiet. Honestly, just know she's listening. She just won't respond.
Well, we have a lot of strong Salon types amongst our ranks. I can respect that. What connects you to the king of the Astral Citadel?
Oh, are we allowed to speak? Hi, hello, I am Hermitha Leafwine of the Crystal Vanguard. Here we have Clara, and of course, the strong specimen here. This is Torben, Wolfguard if you need first and last names, and this, of course, is Lewin. They all hail from different areas of Osiba, and here we are.
Right, well, very much nice to meet you all. I hope that the welcome wasn't too harsh. Of course, we've been under strict orders from Thorin to be very wary of anyone who visits our borders and to take the proper precautions.
We did hear that earlier. Is there a reason why you're being extra cautious?
Well, if you must know, we have had a bit of skirmishes ourselves out amongst the clouds. There have been occurrences of our own skyships being attacked during mining expeditions. Strange creatures coming out of nowhere. The giants have been very restless lately and taking their aggression out on us. For this, we don't know. We thought we had a very strong alliance with them. We've lived in harmony for some time, but I quite frankly don't really understand the aggression.
What kind of creatures are coming and attacking your skyships?
Are they far realm of origin?
Far Realm?
Yes.
Don't usually visit it from Far Realm influence. It's just so far it's been cloud giants of various origins, elementals who have shown up out of their own planes to attack. Very, very strange indeed. That's why the King Thorn wanted to uphold some sort of event to kind of keep everyone distracted and happy, because it's been a little bit of a taxing situation.
That's understandable. Was there anything different in these skirmishes than past ones? Were they empowered by any sort of energy that isn't known to you dwarves or anything of the like?
Well, I wasn't leading any of these battles myself, but some of my soldiers described cloud giants, beings of great height and size, some wreathed in flame, some wreathed in lightning, others skin of purple, some that have sickly energies about them, waves of green, and but other creatures that otherwise we've worked in great harmony for suddenly just become violent.
I'll look to Varian and see if, should we, kind of in a way of like, should we be divulging as much information as possible, like, or should we be holding it back? And kind of, how does he seem to be approaching this conversation? What vibe?
He's just kind of looking on, and he's still looking a bit worse for wear. He very much wants to meet with Thorin, and looking about, he's not telling you to stop talking. He's not like, or anything like that. He seems to just be engaged in the conversation.
All right. Well, Marshall, this problem goes deep, and I'm sure you'll hear the full report after our meeting with the king, but this evil goes deep, and I don't know if it has the power to reach your skies, but I'll be wary of both friend and foe. Things are not as they seem, and even the involvement of mimics is particularly what we're concerned with here.
Mimics?
And doppelgangers and mind flayers.
Yes.
Well, we certainly don't have much encounters with the mind flayers, doppelgangers. If anything, once in a while we go on an expedition to make sure the surrounding islands are holding up and doing okay. Once in a while, mimics may pop up here and there, disguised as random things, but they're easily dispatched of. Was your kingdom taken by mimics, Varian? Listen, what they say is true. There is something sinister bubbling beneath the surface. There are creatures that are gaining untold power, being able to transform into things that they shouldn't be. My city is eating itself alive right now, and I am going to have to call in everyone that I can to make sure that we can preserve it. Your dominion, their survival is tied into ours. We need each other. Well, if what you say is true, I'm sure that we will find a way to keep our resolve and fix the situation. But as Sky Marshal, my duties come to the security of our people first, unless told otherwise. Like I said, I will do my best to get you a face-to-face with Thorin. But that's all I can do. In the meantime, we can set you up with a place to stay, to keep rest.
I heard something about races.
Yes, we have a bit of an event going on today, a bit of a Grand Prix. The Windspire Raceway. It's an arena not far from here. It's on the outskirts of the Dominion. It's where aerial and land-based races take place. Consists of suspended platforms, levitating hoops, and shifting sky bridges. It's quite amazing.
Are entries still being accepted?
Yes, I believe so.
Good. I turn to my group. Do you guys want to go do some racing? It's been a while since we've had some fun, and I feel like it could help us let off some steam.
I'll poke my head out of the huddle and I'll look to the marshal and say, when did you say we could get that meeting with the king?
That I'm not too sure. He's scheduled to make an appearance at the Grand Prix.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Literally. You know, I'd be so happy to watch and cheer you on. Yes, I'll be there.
I'll pop my head back into the group and I'll look to them and say, as fun as that sounds, everyone, if the Far Realm influence has managed to get here now, I don't know how much time we have, but I'm almost worried that this would be a perfect event for them to sabotage, even if
We could go in undercover.
if needs be. Now, I'm just saying this out of caution, everyone. I don't know, but it'd be a good idea to be on guard at
It's
least.
like 3 birds, 1 stone. We go in and we have fun. We could be there to protect people, and we can talk to the king.
And the literal bird.
And the little bird.
Sounds good to me.
It's 4 birds.
When Torben pipes up, can I get a sense, Tank, of any of this information about cloud giants and potential, like, Asgardian influence bothering Torben?
He's just probably a little on edge, kind of thinking the possibilities of this far realm influence and the power it would hold if it were able to influence the giants or even overtake the giants like they did with Woodrow and Janice. If they did that with a giant, that would be devastating.
I think it would definitely be in our best interest to maybe do some investigating while we're here.
And we have encountered that crystal golem when we saved the dragon that was influenced by. So they do have the capacity, but if it was a giant, it would take a little bit more. But the threat is very real.
That's frightening. If it can give that power to a simple woodworker, I'm almost terrified what it could do to an elemental or a Jotun.
Bruni, is there... You mentioned that there had been some previous sightings of these mimics, but also giants acting more violent than normal. Is there a recent sighting or attack site that we might be able to investigate while we're here?
Well, yes, actually. We did have some scheduled in. We were going to send some people to investigate some of the islands to see what was the cause of all this. We haven't had the chance to follow up on relations with our cloud brethren to just find out why they're having these attacks. We were going to schedule a bit of a enclave to go there, but a little bit tied up at the moment with all the strict armaments being told to stay within these borders and make sure that no one crosses in. There are some patrols going around on Skye ships, but we haven't had the manpower to put forth such an investigation. Would you be willing to do this for us?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. There is a series of islands around our dominion. I don't know if you've ever been to our borders before, what you know, but our lands up in the skies work in tandem with the elemental planes. I assume you've portaled through here through one of them. It has affected our region and thus created various topography in which these islands reside. Some of more of a forest region, some more of a wintry mountain, some of more of a heated jungle. each with their own clans and leadership, as far as we're aware. Hasn't changed very often. Do you have a particular landscape you'd want it to go to?
Well, really, I think I personally would want to go to something that is more of the plane of air, but I know that is not possible for all of my non-winged friends. So I think that we would probably defer to wherever the attacks have been most concentrated.
Somewhere warm with beaches.
Okay, so maybe the fire one?
Okay, wait, not that hot.
Hermita, make up your mind!
Temperate!
This is a patrol, not a vacation, Hermisa.
It can be both!
That's true.
We'll fill whatever gap you need, my friend.
Well, each floating island has its own terrain challenges. None that we have not been able to overcome with proper preparation. The jungle islands are more of your speed. It does have sprawling beaches and cool pools of water to swim in. It does have its own volcanic activity as well, and fire giants do roam those lands. The attacks have been in various groups. It hasn't seemingly been centered off of one area or another.
Beaches it is, I guess.
Right.
No,
Get a little Taya?
did you need us to go now, or is this something that patrols go out in the morning, or?
Scheduled time.
We could go racing first and then go check it out tomorrow.
It's completely up to you. Obviously, you're doing this on your own volition, which we are very... I have the power to authoritate such a team going. It'd be up to you. If you wanted to go to the Verdant Drift in the morning, that would be all right with me. This is something that is of importance, but like I said, we haven't had the ability to really take a strike force over there and investigate.
Happy to. And if you are wondering of our...
Uh-oh, we're having more tech issues.
Okay.
1 second!
We love tech issues.
There we are.
Back up, camera.
Yay!
We'll just
This is
have
going to
to
be a
splice
heavily
this around.
edited episode. Oh,
That's
God.
okay. That's okay. The dwarves took all our tech. It's okay.
And fade
The
back
the
in.
dwarves gave us 1,000 gold and keys to the city.
Yes,
and
yes.
have made us
Dwarven upgrades for
honor-
weapons.
Yep.
This is going to be an interesting episode to edit for a podcast.
Nah, I'll be fine.
And we
just cut
fade in. Now, if you're doubting of our abilities, we're the...
God
know.
damn it!
Somebody.
It's actually so live, like, for real.
Yeah.
I love it. This is exactly what happened on the stream. I'm secretly a giant. Ow!
Oh, get down from there.
my God!
I've been hiding it in my backstory this whole time.
And
Wow.
I'm secretly two dwarfs.
I actually talk like this all the
trench
time. I
coat?
know my accent.
Stacked on top of one of each other.
I am also a dwarf.
What?
We're all just dwarves.
You're all dwarfs? What?
Yeah.
It's why I'm so short. I just
Oh.
glued these feathers on myself, you know?
I went through a kind of
giant
stretching
hours.
machine. That's why I'm so long. You know, these legs. What wonders dwarven technology does nowadays. You know, it's just
One of those, like, cement rollers, an accident happened, where it just,
like Willy Wonka
healed you
stretching
out.
machine.
Oh my
Our
God,
new
that's
group
horrible.
name is the Giant and the Three Dwarves. I love it.
And Rolla.
All right, and Rolla. Quietly off in the distance. Who's secretly a dwarf?
They brought
Ow!
Blob with us. Oh, Zeke, is that you?
Guys, what is Blob up to? I want to know. Is Blob surviving this
Interlude.
incursion? Is he leading? Oh my god, is Blob leading the incursion in the city?
Maybe he. No, I think.
No.
Maybe he's fighting his own
I don't know.
skirmishes with the goblin tribes. I wonder
I'd
if he's
have
like
to
gained
fight.
like authority within not just his like clan, but just like the surrounding goblin strongholds. Oh, that'd be
Probably.
so good.
We left him with like a lot of confidence. I really hope
did.
that he made the best of it.
Goblins
He
don't get that,
accidentally
like-
locked himself inside his dominion, and they all perished.
They all
They're
just
gonna
Forgot
started
to
put him
feed them.
down.
The granaries are empty. There's no food.
So funny trying to watch you join back with your camera.
I know. Just come on, you got it, Kevin. You got it.
You got it, bud. You can do it.
And it's
You can
okay,
do
by
it.
the way, Kevin. Like this is all good. Like
We're all being bullies, and Ross is like, "You're fine. It's fine.
No,
Don't worry."
it was cheering you on. You've got
We were
it.
totally cheering you on. You got this.
yeah, this is literally so fine.
I think we're
I
gonna
could-
try a different camera. It just keeps shutting off even though it's plugged in. For some reason, it's just
Evil
not
Torben, the
charging,
red
so he's
light's
finding
crazy.
his other one and plugging that in.
I'm the DM now, everybody.
I've been
All right.
taken over by
Nobody
far realm
wants that.
influence.
Oh no!
Give me all your money. Oh God, not the green. Look at his face. He was,
Rainbow.
So Kevin, we're all dwarves secretly.
Oh, good.
dwarves.
But Hermitha's a giant,
I'm a giant. It's the 4 dwarfs. Yeah.
and
Alright,
Torben's
ready
at a
for battle.
rave.
Found a magic star.
We cast wish to bring our DM back.
A few moments later.
Now,
Okay.
if you were doubting,
Technical difficulties, everybody. I'm so sorry. The cameras are just doing their thing today, but we're getting through it. We're gonna get there. We're doing it. People who say the show ain't live, well, technically
it's as live as you can make it.
live as you can make it and pre-record.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
so let's take that back a step. You were asking if you could investigate one of the floating islands to see if possible that these neighboring cloud giants and elemental creatures may be being influenced by this far realm entity that has been haunting you since the start of the campaign.
And we want to do it tomorrow so we can go chicken racing first.
Revealing the name of the islands, as Sky Marshal Bruni had mentioned. Okay, just take it back. Well, you could go visit the Verdant Drift, but how you're able, when you're able to go, that's completely up to you. We're a bit short on envoys right now, so however you could help, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Are you prepared to reward us?
Well, yes, we would happily pay you for the contracted work on behalf of the Skyforge Dominion. The Bruni Sky Marshal does not skimp on help.
Beautiful. What are you
Well-
offering?
We'll need all the help we can get with what we are facing. So anything that helps any of our magical abilities or us martial folk, as I nudge Luane and Rala. I'm sure you have things that help all people. So
Yeah, maybe some like magical technologies.
we won't
to,
ask for like a
weapons cool.
whole list right now.
We'll start with a
Pick
little
one
bit of
thing.
decorum since they are housing us tonight.
Aye.
Everyone,
Aye.
thank you.
We only
So-
asked for the standard of which dwarven armory goes, and you would hate for us to go on a trip in your name without being properly armed. Of course, I mean.
We can talk about suiting
Okay,
up for
sorry.
war and tomorrow, right?
Looking down at my chipped mace, like,
I look down at Tom like, there's a decorum to this.
Oh,
We will go provide added security at these races because with what we've gone through with this influence, they tend to attack when it's unexpected, or they just attack when you don't realize it. So we will add security for this event, and if one of us wants to participate, it'll just add to the joy of our camaraderie of coming together.
and an eye in the field as well.
Do you happen to have something that we could use at the moment? Because we did just get off of a flight, and we are worse for wear.
Well, that was a lot.
I know.
Well, let's just put it this way. It'll go on King Varian's tab because he owes us, because we got him out of a very, well, out of the siege unscathed, mostly.
Yes, I do owe them my life. Should they require any armaments, training, I'd be happy to provide support for that. Well, Skyforce Dominion has many benefits to offer. If you're looking for battlements, weapons, armor, you're not going to find any better than around these parts. If you're looking for training, we have many skilled warriors and instructors that can help you learn all sorts of new techniques. At this point, you just tell me what you're looking for, and I'll try to find a way to achieve it.
Well, like I said, we have a wonderful cleric here that could use items of helping. We've got a very talented fighter. We have an ascendant dragon monk, and myself. I like to be in the thick of things and protecting my allies when I can. And then we have Clara, who has a mushroom with a flatulence problem, but does aid and help us in many different pursuits.
So this is Truffy. Yeah.
What have I done?
Says hi.
Hello there, my little friend. Don't worry, I too have a flatulence problem all the time.
Does King Varian turn around at any point?
Is so still, so very still, and not turning around or anything. Just see shoulders that shrug up and then go down.
He doesn't even sit down.
Nope. Just a deep breath in and a deep breath out.
So yes, we will go do added security at this event. If you want to send word for certain items that'll help us as we leave tomorrow morning to the Verdant
Drift.
Drift.
Right.
That would be great, and our friend King Varian will help with any expenses that are amounted with that, because whatever helps us helps him, because right now we are his only line of defense.
Right, well, if you all wanted to explore the city, be able to do your own thing, as it were, we can provide protection for King Varian, at least here within the ship, and keep him safe until a meeting can be arranged with Thorin. And I very much appreciate you offering your help in these services.
Absolutely, and he could use some patching up. Like I said, Clara helped, but she was just focused in one area. But
Technically two. I did
Two.
some skincare.
yes, so yeah, he does need a good rest and recuperation if you have like a spa or medical assistance. He needs that.
We have people that we can... Yeah, what, sorry?
Cathedrals are usually can hold places of healing. If that's a place where King Varian can seek rest, that would also be very appreciated as well.
Yes, our healers do provide those services within the cathedral. Have you been here before?
No, I am just intrigued of what kind of faith could transpire in the skies here.
Yes, well, I'm sure they'll be eager to tell you all about it. I, for myself, deal with my own business up here. But, if that will be all,
Yes, that will be
Yes,
all.
please.
They
Thank you
did-
very
she-
much.
Yes.
Thank you.
with her, like, broad shoulders and strong stature, she just kind of, like, widens the eyes like, you can leave now.
All right.
Okay, bye. Thank you so much for all your help, Gabe. I will see you
Thank
later.
you, Marshall. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, you're welcome. Varian? Just, a word, please? And just, like, signals you all to, like,
Yeah.
That's fine.
take off.
Now, do we have an escort to this place? Races?
Yes, we'll see that our guards
Perfect.
escort you along the way.
All right. Nice meeting you. We'll report back in the morning.
Of course. Good day to you all.
Thank you.
We leave.
So as you leaves the confines of her office, iron door shut behind you, you have successfully found a safe haven for King Varian Rex.
Thank goodness.
Whew.
Quest complete. One.
I'm so glad that he got recognized. That was not. Oh,
That's close.
That did not start well.
that did not start well.
I think we can trust that he'll be safe here, though. I didn't seem to pick up any ill will from the dwarves. Just their pride.
As they should be proud. Look at this place.
I agree.
It's mind-boggling. Like, what? Who has the time? Well, I guess we would have the time. But that's why we don't do these things. We have so much time, and we just live. So much. It's impressive. It's a lot of work.
Right.
Whew. It's
On.
crazy to me.
Yeah. On the way to, as we're going to the races, who had that shard that could see to other planes?
I
I've
think
got
it
that.
was Clara, yeah.
Okay. I don't have that. I was going
I
to
will say
look.
as well, while you're in the office as well, there would have been a map on the side of the office wall, that kind of bit of a sprawling expanse of like the central hub of Skyforge Dominion, the connecting platforms, the various markets, villages, and the islands surrounding. So Verdant Drift is what they call the sort of jungle floating island. You would have also seen the Azure Grotto, which is the more forest one, and the Hollowed Core, which was a more desolate one that was kind of broken down, and it was kind of hard to tell what kind of environment it was. It looked like it was a little bit desolate. And then the final one that it was more rocky terrain. It wasn't like mountain, fire, forest, jungle, high peak tops, drawings of like winds rolling through it. That was called the Whispering Eyrie.
Right. One thing, when we're on our way out and back out into the platforms and such, can I make a perception check on just the various floating islands around? I particularly, this is just for me, I want to, do the floating islands seem like they are naturally propelled in the air by just magic, or just like natural magic, or is it like a mechanism that is holding it up, or does it seem that something's built into the bottom of it to keep it propelled?
From the maps that you saw, it was kind of hard to tell. It didn't really have that kind of detail. But looking at it from a far distance, you couldn't see any like mechanical structure underneath that kept them aloft. It
Even
just
the
looked
island of the Dominion itself, or
the Skyforce Dominion are all propulsion by mechanisms underneath them. These like big burning engines that keep them afloat.
So badass. Okay, that sounds good. Thank you very much. I was just like, All right, to the races then.
Yeah, so leaving the Armada here, you get on that same platform as Chiari meets you outside and goes, "So, how did it go? Are you all in shit?"
I think it went pretty well. We are going to work for you guys. We're going to do some guard work at the races where you're supposed to take us there. And then we're going to go do some investigating tomorrow.
Oh, so then you work for me.
We work for the Marshal.
Alongside you.
Correct. And I am the reigning captain.
Everyone, please show your respect to your uppers. Yes, we are so honored to follow in your tutelage, and we will listen to everything that you say, and we are not going to step on anyone's toes. Thank you so much for letting us breathe the air you breathe.
You might want to wipe the brown nosing a little bit there. Just,
Of course.
not really needed. It's not really needed.
I back away and I lay it on. Of course, Captain, of course.
All right then. Well, let's get you going then. I've had quite enough of this. And just like starts to usher you all forward.
Dude, elves and dwarves, dude. It's so good. I love it.
I'm like towering over her, but bowing at the same time, as low as I can, prostrating myself.
All right, so as you get into the nearest platform again, those drivers of the platform just kind of pull their levers and push those buttons and sail down back to the main part of the Skyforge Dominion. And you land, and the garrison just sort of leads you through the city again. Pretty, not a sprawling metropolis like the Astral Citadel was. It's condensed in some areas and some are a little bit sparse, but there's all these various walkways that kind of take you through various markets and districts. Eventually you kind of leads you over to where the raceway is, this sort of like floating arena that's again connected with a nearby sky bridge. And there's like a bit of a congregation of dwarves and locals that are all kind of going towards it. Some have flags, some have different dinosaurs and riders on their shirts, and various merch that they're wearing with like little dinosaur snouts on the top of their helmets and heads and things like that. Various insignias of the Grand Prix all around you. The what do we call it? The Windspire guild insignias are worn from a lot of fans that are coming through. And eventually you're taking on another platform that kind of races you up there, and you're heading into this Coliseum where everyone's starting to like take seats and everyone's very excited and lots of families are there. It's just this big bustling event that everyone's super excited to be a part of. What would you all like to do?
Immediately go find where the sign up is. Immediately. Clara's running.
Clara! I'm going to follow Clara to make sure she doesn't get into any trouble.
All right.
I'm always getting into trouble. I'll be fine.
Exactly.
Looking for a food cart.
Yeah, so you, as you start to get in, all the vendors, food carts, people selling merch, everything, kind of all crowd around the narrow walkways as you start to enter into these hallowed halls, these massive iron gates and structures, and people selling like whole chickens, which like you have to keep away from Clara a little bit, meat on rotisseries and things like that. Some have like charred lizards on sticks and everything that people are just buying left, right, and center. Mugs of ale, dwarven ale. So you just want to get yourself like a quick snack?
Yeah, and look for any like little trinket vendors.
Yeah, there's some that's selling like flags and little noisemakers that just make like little spiraling wooden sounds everywhere. Little horns that you can blow to just make like noise and celebrate. Confetti poppers and things of that nature. Dwarven children kind of run between your legs and around you as they're all racing up to like race each other to get a good seat.
I will stop a little child as they're running past.
Oh,
Hey, little one.
oh, you're big. Hello.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
What's that?
What in this place would you enjoy most to play with?
Oh, am I allowed? And you see their mother comes forward and they're really wide in stature and have like these massive mutton chop sideburns that kind of go down into their chin. Short, stocky hair that kind of goes down either like just like a bob almost, but it's very thick, rigid. And this goes up to you. You want to buy my child a gift?
Of course. I'm kind of seeking their opinion as well.
That's very kind of you. Go on then. And they kind of look at you like, I'd like the ball. Am I allowed to have the ball? There's one vendor just selling like these iron balls that have like various ridges and patterns kind of going around their cylindrical form. Oh, I don't know, dear. I think your father wouldn't be too happy if you got one of those. He was kind of strict on it. Oh, but come on, Mom. The big man with the beard wants me to have whatever I want. All right, it'll just be between you and me then, all right? Can I? And just looks up at you.
But now, before I get this for you, I've got 3 little girls. What do you think they would enjoy to play with here?
Well, it depends. What are they into? What do they like?
Well, 2 of them are a lot like you, but the oldest is kind of into fashion things. She's trying to grow up a little too fast, but I'm looking for little trinkets and souvenirs of this place that I can maybe give to them when I return to them one day.
Well, there's not a lot of clothes that are sold here for merch. But if they're like me, they're gonna love Spikeball.
Is that what it's called? I'm sure they would love it. They would love to play it. And then the old ones, she does enjoy playing with her sisters, so I think they will like this.
Oh, yeah, I finally get to have my own Spikeball. They like just take your hand, and they're like this, like just small, stubby little kids that just take your hand, like come, and they just like take you
2.5 feet tall.
Yeah, they just race you over to one stall, and the merchant's just like, oh, hello there, little wee one. Do you want one of these? He's paying for it. He's gonna get me 4, right?
No, you can have 1. I'll get 3 extra.
Oh.
Your mother said 1, so I have to respect your mother's wishes.
All right, that'll be 10 gold each for each bowl.
Okay.
All right. Goes down. There you go, you little wee tyke. And there you go, sir. You have a good day. Be careful with those.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Now you go be safe and you listen to your mom. She's got the good eye and she did you a favor. So make sure to obey what she asks of you.
Mom, can I go play right now just for a bit before the show starts, please? All right. Well, have a wee bit of fun over there, and we'll just don't get lost, okay? Keep where I can see you. All right, Mom, I won't go anywhere. I won't get lost, I swear. And they just like run off. They're like, hey, big sister! And you see the sister like look around, and they press a button, a ball, and spikes come out of it, like the edge of a
Morning star?
no, yeah, of a morning star.
Oh my God.
And they're like, Unit! Just sticks into their side of their shoulder or their chest. They go, and they go run off. She's like, oh, I'm gonna get you for that, you little brat. Takes it out of their chest, and then they run after each other.
Dwarves, like Asgardians, have pretty thick skin, so that's just like a little thistle.
A sea urchin just flunk.
And he'll go take his food and see what Clara and... Because I think Luwayne and Clara are wanting to race.
Yeah, so you guys gonna go sign up and try to become
I'll
an
go
entry?
with Clara. Yeah, I'll go with Clara.
Oh yeah, she's so excited. Especially
and-
hearing that there's aerial events. I think specifically that's what she's looking for.
You guys participate in the event and keep an eye out, and me and Hermitha will take watch over the crowd and see if there's
Yeah,
any...
I will be so attentive.
I know you will.
know.
You will be very attentive. The
I've got
the
an eye on
most
her.
attentive.
The most nobody's ever been this attentive in their life, ever.
Don't you dare do that impression. This is not the safe space for that impression.
I take it back. I'm sorry. It just came out.
I denounce all impressions of that nature. All right, so you go and find up where the sign-up tent is, and you see a little bit of a lineup. There's different sort of leagues of like championship league, amateur league, that kind of thing. So you wouldn't be in with like the championship league necessarily.
Why not? I'm a champion.
Or maybe you do.
No, I'll just go for whatever's like the shortest line.
Loon's like trembling next to you in the sign-up line, like, okay.
Buddy, we got this. It's gonna be just, I mean, there's no violence. It's just racing. What's the
I
worst that can
prefer if
happen?
there was violence.
We can make that happen. I
I'd-
feel like Torby might
well-
not like it, though.
Oh,
We saw your eyes light up when they said the races. I saw the little childlike joy that came over your face. Enjoy this moment. Just keep an eye out as you're
Okay.
going.
Okay.
I'm here to keep an eye out on you, Claire. So enjoy it.
And if I just witness what the safety regulations are, like for the Dwarven Kingdom, you are in great hands.
Amazing! I'm so excited.
Maybe I
I'm
do
here
need
to
be in
watch
here
from
with you.
afar.
Holy.
Tobin, what is that? Where'd you get that from? That looks interesting.
This is what they call spike ball. This is like a little thing that children play with. And they'll push the button. Shink!
That's curious. Wow, they're so different out here.
It teaches Dwarven toughness, so I think sometimes it's a good thing to allow children to explore and have fun and test boundaries and maybe get a little hurt, and it teaches a little toughness sometimes, and as long as you are there to help them afterwards.
Well, I opted for a teddy bear, so, you know, I teach their own. Yes.
Spike ball.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow, it's very sharp. Ah, that's real. Oh.
All right. So going over and damn it, going over and going to the sign-up sheet. So for the sake of brevity, yeah, there are a few different games going on. There's obviously the main event, the show, the dinosaur races, and there is a bit of an aerial event as well, with hoops in the air, and you're not really sure how they work or anything, but you can see that there's setups for some sort of aerial race to go along with this. It could be like the preliminary show before the big show.
Does it involve dinosaurs?
looking on the sheet.
Yeah, and are there two-seaters?
Yes. Yes.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
There seems to be one of dinosaurs racing on the ground. The area one don't seem to be dinosaurs. They just have a name called Ivory Longneck.
Okay.
Oh.
Do we want to race ourselves or do we want to race with dinosaurs? I was
Ivory
hoping it would be
Longneck.
both.
I need a fan.
Either or.
And we can say that there will be singles and doubles. So if you wanted to
Stronger together,
do
my
an
friends.
event for the aerial, you could double up as a double team or
Okay,
do singles and go against
Cool.
each other. The dinosaur one are singles. So you would be racing against each other and other contestants.
Louis, what do
Torben,
you
do
want
you
to
think
do?
they'll make it out of there?
If they are together, they both have the ability to patch up wounds on each other, so I think it will be just fine.
Okay.
They've faced far worse than riding a dinosaur for fun.
I mean, it's a dinosaur. I've never even seen one before. I don't even know. It's huge. Can you even imagine?
I can, because it's right there.
I know, right up until this moment. It's.
You just rode a dragon. It's not that big of a stretch to ride a dinosaur. You're experiencing
was-
everything.
I am. It's just so. Dragons make sense. You read about them in books, but this. They're like so. Ugh. Oh, wait, what are they doing over there? Look at them. I think they are grouping together.
They're stretching.
They're stretching.
Okay, so I
Which
point
one did
down
you
at,
guys want to sign up for?
I was
By the
gonna
way, I
ask
love the
Clara.
spectating comments from Torben and Hermitha. Like going to Wimbledon with like the other people in the crowd with like your little binoculars looking after everybody.
She's
Do you
okay
know
over there.
what an ivory long neck is? Is that a thing you know? Okay.
You guys signed
mean,
up for
would
doubles,
I?
jumping both in. Are you guys riding together or against each other?
I think we're both riding on what's called an ivory long neck. Like that's what they called me back at the cathedral. I don't know what that
Can
actually is.
I make
though.
like a history or a nature check
nature
of some
check? Yeah.
kind? Of like, do we know what that is?
Feywild check? Like
Yeah.
That you're not too sure. This name seems to be something that the dwarves have called what this thing is. The ivory long neck doesn't
ivory
stand
long
out too.
neck. It's a
Let's
flying
just
elephant.
do it. Let's just try. We'll go together. We're better
Alright,
together than
okay.
I don't want to fight against you. And then we'll figure it out.
You drive. I'll defend / help.
Deal.
Okay.
Deal.
all
I
right,
think that's great. Yeah.
All right. We've got
All right,
this.
we're going for the ivory long neck doubles.
I really hope they've come up with a
T-shirt.
strategy.
I don't think they have. We were not. Yeah. You know,
No
I,
faith
I
in us
gr-
whatsoever.
Me and Claire as a
Semblance
duo is
of a plan.
crazy.
I guess they'll figure it out. I bet you Claire is going to drive.
The two clueless siblings of the party are just like, oh.
We
All
got
right.
this so good.
I can
So as
see
you-
a little bit of excitement in Rolla's eyes.
I'm like,
Just-
roll it.
So you sign up for the doubles team for the ivory long neck aerial race, and as Torben and Hermitha, as you go and take your seats amongst the massive coliseum, looking down and seeing that the various dinosaurs and their riders are getting them set up for the race down below, and they're all different sizes, different types. And there's sort of pens for them, and people are stretching and getting ready. As you get signed up for the ivory long neck race, the one of the attendees, sorry, my brain is really fried today.
Participants.
One of the participants, one of the attendees, the orchestrators, the organizers, that's the word I was trying to get. Holy cow. One of the organizers guides you over to your holding pen. And as you kind of go down the races and get down on the bottom floor, you're taken to your own sort of tented area. And there's other people. You're kind of in the amateur bracket, so there are people who are like kind of over here of them, like, oh, I've never taken part in this before. I cannot wait. Oh, I've heard the ivory long necks are so graceful in the way that they fly. I've always wanted to ride one. Oh, today's my day. And everyone's getting very excited and getting themselves hyped up, but you don't really see where they are until you go to like the back of the tent where these creatures are being held. You kind of get through the thoroughfare of the dwarves, and then you start to see them. And what you witness being fed to with various grains of corn and all that are giant geese.
Did you say corn?
See,
Did you say corn?
Tobin, what dragon looks like that?
Long neck.
I've never
Long neck.
seen a
Long
thing like
neck.
that. It's so interesting.
As this is all happening, how far away are we from them at this moment?
Depend how far did you want to be? Did you want to take a seat at the bottom seating area, middle, high?
I think we'd want to be close.
Happy to. Come on,
And
Rala.
I will do a quick scan of the crowd to see if there's any shifty looking individuals.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Perceive.
14.
So there are a fairly large collection of dwarves, obviously, around. One or two different humanoid types pop up, visiting the Skyforge dominions. Obviously, very hard to get to, but a couple of people stand out. But no one turning green, no creepy monsters or anything like that.
Okay.
Everyone's just excited and ready to take on what's about to happen.
All right. Hermitha, shall we just enjoy this moment? As I don't know when it starts. I don't know if there's a bell or a horn, but this is fun. This is
It's nice sitting down. For once. Not in a cave. Or in a dungeon. Or in a scary pit fight.
Would you like a piece of this
Spike ball?
lizard leg?
Oh, I've never tried it. Yes, I'll. Thank you.
Adventurers need their protein, but not too much, as we found.
So good. No, I will finish it. I will finish it because that is what we do. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're
Did
welcome.
Rala, do you want? Okay. No. Oh, no. Okay. That's fine.
All right. So as
Ivory long necks.
the music from the local bands that are kind of sending out trumpets and getting everyone hyped up for the events about to unfold, everyone starts to get into place and prepare themselves for what's about to happen here. So,
As it is about to start, I will pull out my gem of seeing and hold it like an eyeglass, like I'm sophisticated, and just say, show me, and do a scan.
make me a perception check at advantage.
That one wasn't good. That one's a lot better. That is a 22.
22. You scan the surrounding area, picking up your gem of seeing. You notice that there are a few cracks in it that weren't there before, seemingly giving impressions of it eroding a little bit, but still able to work. Just kind of take that in as you kind of turn it on, say that word. Then you scan the audience. That sort of night vision goggle coloration comes into view as everything around you goes from the orchestrated of colors into a gray shade of sorts. Scan the area. And on the other side of the Coliseum of Seating, there is one person that's sitting taller than the rest, giving off a green coloration, bluish in tint. You kind of just notice it and you focus in. Large in stature, muscular. Asgardian tattoos along their neck. You know who this is. This is Taylor.
I fucking
Scanning
knew it.
the area, sitting ever still. Would you like to describe to me what Taylor looks like?
So Taylor is a little smaller than Torben, skinnier, not very well built in such a way. He leans off to one side, kind of favoring one side, and as he has tattoos, he's got more of a shortish, reddish hair that's kind of swept back and kind of tied up in a braid and back into a braided ponytail. And he's kind of got a demeanor of sharpness, clever. And I would think that as soon as Torben sees him, he is very torn. Because he knows that Taylor has taken a different path and gone astray and is being led by someone else. But it's been the first time he's seen his friend in this form in quite some time. Because the last time he saw Taylor and his verdant green with amber hints in his eyes was the last time he had a wolf clamped down on his arm as he was defending the outpost before he met all of you. So he is extremely on edge.
Feeling the tension in the air, I say, do you think they're selling cheese at the market today?
Oh my goodness.
I sense none of it. Torben,
I don't want to alarm you.
there's no brie. Oh, this is horrible, Torben. What are we going to do?
You know the gem of seeing that I procured from our friend.
Oh, yes. Of course.
Across the way is an old friend of mine who is glowing green. And this friend is who I've been after this whole time.
Oh, I remember. Back in the cave with those goblins, you had quite a reaction. Oh, I'm assuming it's not a good friend.
Was a great friend.
Oh,
I would wish for him to be continuing as a good friend. But he may need to be stopped
It's whatever
I-
you want to do, Torben.
That's the thing. I don't know what to do.
I put my hand on Torben's hand. And please continue. I want to hear what you got to say.
He is smart. He was the brains of our group within the Asgard Protectorate. I was the muscle. I knocked down buildings and doors and giants. He's a lot smarter than me. And if he's under the influence of his master leash holder, I don't want any of you to get caught in the crossfire.
You're going to need help. You know that, right?
I know. I'm just afraid of what he is capable of with so many around us. Look at all these people. Last time I saw him, he was a dire wolf, larger than a dire wolf, a creature of immense devastation, and he looks stronger than before, more focused, which is unnerving. Do we just keep an eye out? Do we intervene? Do we alert authorities? Do we draw attention?
Well, we don't want him to turn into a direwolf in the middle of a crowd, so maybe discretion is more what we need at the moment. But we do absolutely need to keep an eye on him.
How? We need to alert Luane and Clara. But I'm afraid if I stand out here. I don't know if I should move. If he hasn't spotted me already, do I notice him looking over? Does he notice us?
So, as you're having this conversation, frozen in your choice to intervene, to stay still, a lot of impulses are going through your head. Hermitha, as you look forward and kind of look towards where Torben is pointing to, Taylor has taken on the form of a hardy dwarf, long black beard, messy long hair, wearing commoner's clothes. As you look in over there more, Torben, you see the eyes looking around at the crowd. Looking over where the dinosaurs are getting ready for their ride, looking over at the long neck gooses getting ready for flight. The family kind of makes their way in between the crowd a little bit in front of them, and you just see the eyes look around, look down, and then meet yours.
I'll nudge Rala and say, you need to go alert Clara and Luane. An old friend of mine, Taylor, is here, and I don't get a good sense that is for the show.
I'll go with Rala.
And it's
I'll
there,
take
everyone,
Rala and go.
that we're going to end the stream.
Of course we will. Of course we will.
Little bit of a shorter one today, plan.
Not
but
even in the end. Not even.
I couldn't think of a perfect way to leave that cliffhanger hanging.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna throw up. This is crazy.
I was like, who?
Oh, what is he doing here?
Thank you, everyone, for coming for another edition of War of the Realms. Such a fun Sunday. Thank you all in the chat for engaging. Thank you to my lovely players each and every week for letting them take me through these crazy romps. Sorry if my descriptions were off. I am a little under the weather today, so it's a little bit of a chaotic session. But thank you all so much. Love you all. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Oh no.
Wake up, Kev, wake up. It's not time.
That's how we start the episode.
The war cry of the Crystal Vanguard. Buster! Okay, I feel better.
That's how we get him.
I feel better now.
Rise up,